Good morning, Steve Reed with the morning grain comments. Markets are a little bit higher overnight. We're still seeing crude oil lower, which caused a pretty big sell-off yesterday in corn, soybean oil, which lower soybean oil moved soybean prices lower. Wheat continues to trade higher. As far as the U.S. is concerned, we're going to see some rains across the northern plains and the eastern Midwest, while the southern plains remains dry. This could slow some of the eastern corn and soybean harvest. Central Brazil is dry, but it looks like they could have better chances of rain the last half of October. Argentina is dry. Rains are in the Balkans, and parts of the Black Sea um, uh, continues to be mostly dry. So I think the big thing right now is the dryness in Argentina. The Baltic Freight Index was up another 8% yesterday and new 13-year highs. And I think that if soybeans were to close lower this week, the weekly close would be the lowest since late March. Canadian rapeseed, Matif rapeseed making new highs, oats making new highs, all of which could be because of the Canada crops. We also noticed that the palm oil market was a little bit lower overnight on some profit taking. We believe that China will be back tomorrow from holiday. There was some talk overnight they may have been asking for U.S. corn, soybean, and ethanol prices to start meeting the agreement of the Phase 1 deal. Board crush margins for soybeans is the highest since October 2020. And we note that there is talk of European rapeseed crushers may be taking some downtime due to higher costs and the fact that supply is low. Brazil corn planting is slow. We could see less acres planted in the first crop and more acres planted in the second crop if these rains develop, which could delay the harvest for next year and keep the window open for U.S. corn export demand. We noticed that the Matif corn prices traded higher, again because of the slow EU harvest. There was talk about the Ukraine crop being 37 million tons versus the USDA's 39 million tons, and also slow harvest there. Egypt came in and bought 240,000 tons of Romania and Russian wheat in their tender. They paid about $5 to $8 a ton higher than their previous prices. And Matif wheat futures continued to trade higher. A lot of uncertainty on the Russian long-term export outlook. Canada exports are down. Probably the U.S. supply will be down, and Europe's supply will also be down. And so USDA is expecting in October to estimate world wheat exporters' stocks-to-usage ratio at record low. Export sales today, 200 to 500,000 tons of wheat versus 290 last week. 350 to 800,000 tons of corn versus 370 last week, and 600 to 1.2 million tons of beans versus 1.1 million tons last year. So again, choppy trade going into the weekend, going into the USDA October 12th report. Watching the news about crude oil after crude oil stocks yesterday were higher than expected, and the Russians announced that they might move some natural gas into the UK. We'll be watching also the fact that the U.S. Congress decided to raise the debt ceiling. As always, have a good trading day.